$13,590 for the low income, what this number represents and what it means for fixed income beneficiaries of Social Security, including retirement disability, SSDI survivors, SSI, VA, and RB. And I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video. So let's get right into it. Alright, all the important numbers is $13,590. Sounds pretty good, right? So this $30,590 is actually the federal poverty line as of 2022. Now this number does update a little bit each and every year. It bounces a little bit higher. In fact, this year in 2022 it is $710 more than what it was last year in 2021. So last year it was $12,880. This year's $30,590. However, what does that actually mean? Like, how do we get the money then? Okay, the federal poverty line sounds good, but what does it mean as far as actually getting this money into your bank accounts? Good question. So let's talk about a little bit further. So we do know this much. There's multiple different pieces of legislation that are currently being worked on right here, right now, that are floating around Congress and how they're actually working on this here. And now to actually raise benefits and ultimately reform some of these programs out there, where millions upon millions of people are relying on these for fixed income benefits every single month, and ultimately raising these benefits up to the federal poverty line, because there are many lawmakers who think, and we agree here, is right. We need to be getting at least the federal poverty line on a monthly basis. What else is actually interesting too? So a few that was it maybe a month and a half or so ago, Bernie Sanders was talking about the Social Security Expansion Act. This is the one that could give a $200 per month raise for the Social Security beneficiaries. However, as he was standing there talking about this in front of the Congress, here's what's interesting. He talked about seniors in particular, that was just in the group of people that he was talking about at that given time. So again, this pertains to all fixed income beneficiaries, but he was just specifically talking about seniors at the moment. He said that seniors, I forget the percentage, a number that he said, but he said that like it was a pretty big percentage of the seniors are relying on less than $10,000 per year to live on. And he basically said nobody can do that, like even Bernie Sanders acknowledged nobody can live on less than $10,000 a year. True, but guess what? A lot of people are doing it, right? So yeah, I think all of us are probably agreeing. So it's nice that Bernie Sanders acknowledges that 10 grand is not nearly enough for somebody to live on, especially now with everything going up in price to actually live on. But again, remember $10,000 is still $3,590 less than the federal poverty line on an annualized basis, right? So anyway, just want to throw that out as well. So we're all on the same page here. But anyway, when it comes down to it, there's many different lawmakers who essentially all come together and agree unanimously that benefits should be raised up to at least 100% of the federal poverty line, which is also exactly what they want to do in the Social Security, in the SSI Restoration Act, right? We've talked about that one in great detail in previous videos. We don't need to get into tons of detail in here in this video about it. But that is one of the provisions there in the SSI Restoration Act, is to raise those benefits for about 8 million SSI beneficiaries, once again to the federal poverty line. Now here's another key number that we need to focus on as well. In the Social Security 2100, another piece of legislation out there, they also want to raise Social Security benefits up to 125% of the federal poverty line, which just so happens to be just under $11,000 a year as we run the math on that. So here's what we do. Simply 13,590 divided by 12 is $1,132 each and every month. So essentially that's what they're saying with these different pieces of legislation. that out there with lawmakers are currently saying, and what they're trying to do is essentially raise benefits up to the federal poverty line. So again, if they happen to do this, it'll be super cool. So it would be amazing for so many people. Virtually, how good work is anybody with the benefit under 1,001 or $32 each and every month would essentially be brought to the federal poverty line. So again, I can probably imagine, just like everything in Congress, right? It's a great idea. Everything sounds good in paper, it's as good as they present it. And then all of a sudden we get into all the logistics behind it. And they say, oh no, this can't work because of that. This is going to be a problem. And we get into all these different reasons why it's not going to work. Let's go back to the drawing board and figure out a way that does work. You keep going until you find a solution that does work, right? Super easy stuff. I'm not like a brainiac by any means at all. I'm a pretty basic person, but anyway, when it comes down to it, this is a very key number, $13,590 on the annualized basis, or $1,132 each and every month, which would be satisfying the federal poverty line at this point right here, right now. So again, one more thing to like this Social Security Expansion Act. That one, the Bernie Sanders was out several weeks ago talking about. This is actually a pretty cool one, because here's the things. If they did actually happen to implement this, and it implemented a $200 per month raise to benefits, again, new piece of legislation, this could leave a lot of people very close to the federal poverty line. It probably wouldn't surpass, but it gets you very close to it anyway. The president said no older adults or people with disabilities should ever need to live in poverty in America. It's a very nice statement, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, millions of people are falling into poverty and living in poverty. Well, guess what? Older adults and yes, people with disabilities, therefore, the vast majority of these people are fixed income beneficiaries. So we all understand this. There's a lot of you right here in the community. I see your comments down below. So essentially it comes in like this. If your benefit is essentially less than $1,100 or $32, or your benefit plus any income that you may have on annual or a monthly basis, if it is below that number, $1,200 to $32 on a monthly basis, if you have limited access, limited income, and limited resources, well, unfortunately, you might be in poverty. So in 2023, that number will also adjust higher, probably by a few $100. So again, we'll have to watch that in 2023. But the fact of the matter is, let's watch what is actually going on right here, right now. And let's not worry about 2023. Right now, let's worry about the now and the present, right? So anyway, hope this one helps you out again. Just want to let you know what number represents as far as what they are doing, as far as lawmakers, legislation, new bills, new packages, the administration, the president, all of these different people, what they've said, and where they currently stand with the federal poverty line. Anyway, one quick side note, by the way, all those stimulus checks that we received lifted nearly 12 million people from the brink of poverty. So we can see here one simple stimulus check would lift nearly 12 million people from falling into poverty. We know that Congress can easily do that. Anyway, let's save that for a separate video. So hope this one helps you out.